Hi everyone, welcome back for another video. My name is Shelby. This is True North Budgets. My husband Tanner and I are on a journey to pay off our debt and catch up in our sinking funds so that we can set ourselves up for the best financial future. If that journey sounds like one that you would like to follow along to, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and like this video. But today we're going to be doing a budget with me for the month of December. I know I'm very behind in filming. December has gotten away from me big time. It is currently December 28th that I'm filming this, and I'm going to be batch filming quite a few videos over the next 2 weeks. We leave for our honeymoon in basically 2 weeks. So over the next 13 or 14 days or so, I'm going to be pounding out a bunch of videos. I apologize about my washer in the background. I have a very, very busy schedule the next couple of weeks between YouTube videos and the Airbnbs that I manage are just very busy. So a lot going on. So I need everything to be working for me while I'm working. So my washer's running in the background and I'm so sorry if you can hear that. But I know that this is going up late because it's being filmed late. How was everybody's Christmas? Did everybody get what they wanted? Did you get to spend some good time with family and friends? Those of you that follow me that are business owners, did you have some pretty good sales over Black Friday and Christmas? I did not get a chance to run another sale. And honestly, I think I'm just gonna have to wait until after our honeymoon to do that. So yeah, let me know what kind of things you guys would like to see in a future sale, what type of sale you would like to see. Do you want free shipping? Do you want a percentage off? Do you want a get this much dollars off if you spend this much? Like what type of sale would you guys be interested in? And then what products would you like to see? Yeah, so that's that. We had a really good Christmas. We just kind of spent a lot of time with family. Christmas Eve, we had both of our parents over for dinner and we opened up gifts together. We are very lucky that our families get along really well. So it's just nice that we don't have to fight over time with them. We can spend time with both of them at the same time. So that was really nice. Like they're both invited to everybody's Christmas, so that's just awesome. Like my family will invite Tanner's parents and his family will invite my parents, kind of stuff like that. So it just makes it really easy for us to coordinate holidays and stuff without having to worry about like, well, we spent this much time with this set of parents, so now we need to go spend this much time with them. So it's nice. And that was kind of always my family dynamic growing up too. Like my parents' families also have that kind of dynamic where they all get along. Like we had Christmas, Tanner's family didn't really do a whole lot for Christmas this year, so my family rented a conference room at a hotel and everybody just met there and brought food and we did a little white elephant. It was just really good, but it was everybody from both my dad's family and my mom's family. So it's a lot of people, which is so much fun. And I like that that's a possibility, you know. Like that was my dynamic growing up, is that it was always, it traded whose house it was at, but it was always whoever wants to come is welcome. And that was honestly, so funny story, that was something that I had written out when I was in my early 20s as one of my non-negotiables, was that I wanted a family dynamic where we didn't have to split time during the holidays. Or it wasn't a big deal splitting time during the holidays. Like everybody was welcome, our families got along. My previous engagement, that would not have worked. My ex's family was not very family oriented and they weren't very welcoming, honestly. So that just would not have been a dynamic that ever worked. And it's just so crazy how all of that worked out, that I ended up with Tanner and that our families get along just exactly how I had set one of my non-negotiables. So that's just really cool to see. But anyways, because I am on kind of a tight schedule, let's go ahead and hop into the video. I did kind of like pre-prepare for this video, and I'm sorry about the different lighting. My office has become a dumping ground for things over the last couple of weeks, as we've just kind of been trying to declutter our main living space for having company over. We've kind of just dumped everything into our office, and it desperately needs to be cleaned and organized, and I do not have desk space. I don't have chair space right now, so I'm out on my kitchen table trying to make it work, and the lighting is very rough out here. So I've got my door open, and I'm sorry about shadows, but this is what we've got to work with. But anyways, this is going to be a budget for December of 2025, and you'll also notice that I'm on just a pen and paper today, regular pen and paper. I, for some reason, don't have all of I thought I had printed my entire year of my budget planner, but for some reason I only printed the first page of December, and I noticed that this morning, so I didn't have time to get the other pages printed. I will try to get that done before my next video, but we will see. This might be a month of just regular notepad and paper, just to get us through. I did kind of rework my budget planner for 2026, so I'll have to get those pages printed and ready to go. But let's see here. So let's go ahead and start with my income. And for income for the month of December, Tanner has 2 paychecks. Let me see if that's in frame for you guys really quickly. Yep, we're good. I am a paper slanter, so I'm really sorry about that. But we have Tanner has 2 paychecks. His first paycheck is a little bit higher than normal because it's got some holiday pay, and that one will be $1,550. And then his second paycheck will budget $1,425. And then I have Spark income for the month. We will estimate about $2,000 for that. And then I have Airbnb income. And so far it's looking like that's going to end up around $625. And then I am going to write down my Christmas income, but it's not going to get counted. You'll see later that I budget for Christmas the exact dollar amount that I expected for Christmas. So we're just going to go Spark Xmas. And that, I think I was hoping for around $375. So that's it for my income. Let's go ahead and get a total. We have $1,550, $1,425, $2,000, $625, and $375. So $5,975 is our total for our income. And I'm gonna actually go ahead and highlight these totals so that they're easier. They stand out a little bit when I go to do my math at the end. The next category that we have will be our bills category. And I'm actually going to include subscriptions in this too, just for the sake of time and math. So bills and subscriptions, we have Canva. You're gonna see quite a few more debt categories than normal for this month because I'm trying to get my debt all figured out for 2026 so that I am not banking on my buffer for payments. I'm just scheduling those payments into my calendar. I'm not banking on my buffer, and I'm not banking on money that I'm putting towards savings and then paying to pay off credit. I'm actually just kind of clean slating it with some of my sinking fund categories because they were spent on a credit card, and I'm just going to include those in my debt confession. I'll explain it all a little bit further when I do my debt confession in 2026 goals video. But yeah, so that's, you're gonna see quite a few more debt categories, and minimum payments are gonna change over the next couple months probably because I'm behind on some payments. I'm not behind, I just paid them late, so I have late fees, which made the minimum payment higher and things like that. So as I kind of balance out, we just really need to get a better handle on our debt and kind of really focus on getting caught up. Once I get back from my honeymoon, I'm going to hit Spark hard, make as much income as I possibly can in January, and just hope that the Airbnbs take off also. Now that I have 3 that I'm working with. So anyways, back to our bills and subscriptions. We have Canva, State Farm, and I need to look at when my dental insurance comes out because that wasn't on my phone calendar, which means I'm probably gonna have to make some changes to my plan. It comes out on the 25th, so I will need to budget for that, and I did not. There was also something else that I was thinking about that I didn't include. I just was thinking about it a little bit ago, and now I don't remember. Oh, I remember what it was. It was my SiriusXM. I forgot to budget for that too. So State Farm, Amazon, we have YouTube, Spotify, MDU, and then Chevy, and I'm actually gonna put my SiriusXM right here because that's about where it falls. And then water, and then I'm gonna just put in my dental too, even though that's a little bit late. That's my dental insurance. Let's see if I can make sure that it's up a little higher. And then we have rent, HBO, internet. I don't think I budgeted for my Netflix either. I need to put that on there. My phone, like I have a little calendar that I use in my phone that has bills, and I think that that's really out of date because I've been doing paper budgeting for so long. So I probably shouldn't have used that, but we have PlayStation. I'm sorry if this gets a little bit out of frame. I don't have any more room to move up. Nissan. Put in my Netflix, CapCut. I also have not been planning for my business bills, or some of them. Gravel and QuickBooks. Like these last 3, you guys have never seen. You guys have never seen these ones in my budget before, and I just have been pulling them from a non-existent buffer, and that's not good. We have 13 for Canva. Our insurance for our cars went way down because Tanner drives a Camaro, he can't drive it in the winter, so we were able to take off his collision insurance, and that dropped our bill down by it cut it almost in half. It took $130 off of our bill, which is phenomenal. Amazon is 15, YouTube is 11, Spotify's 12, MDU will do 190, Chevy is 875, SiriusXM is 17. We were also able to pause Tanner's SiriusXM membership until March, so we're not paying for a membership that we're not even able to use. Water will do 60. Dental is 43. Rent is $875. HBO went up recently, so it's 19. Internet went down a little bit, and it will go down again for the next month's bill, because we're paying the one-time setup fee of $25. So for this month, it's going to be $105. PlayStation is 18. Nissan is 527. Netflix is, I think, 14. CapCut is 20. Gravel is 11, and QuickBooks is 20. You'll also notice that our gym is not included in this anymore. We canceled our one gym membership, and we're going to be switching gyms. We just haven't made the the payment switch yet, so we're not currently paying for a gym. We actually get a free 2-week trial because the owner of the gym is a friend of ours. It's actually our insurance agent, or one of the owners is our insurance agent through State Farm. And then there's a group of 4 guys. One of the guys is a guy we went to high school with, and then another one is a guy that we know through one of Tanner's old coworkers at the lumber yard. It's his stepson. And then we don't actually know the 4th owner, but yeah, so they gave us a 2-week free trial of their current location for their gym, and then we'll jump into payments. We haven't started our free trial yet. We haven't actually had a chance to go. Their hours are kind of weird, so we'll have to kind of figure out how that fits in. But yeah, sorry, I'm kind of rambly. It's been a really long time since I've talked to you. Let's go ahead and get a total for our bills section. $2,900, whoops, I cleared that, but it was $2,986 as the total. And that's just about, it's about $74. So I'll have to take off about $42 somewhere. We'll figure it out. And then next up is going to be our variables. And these are things that go in my wallet, like gas money, grocery money, and eating out. Let's go ahead and we'll leave gas at 200 because it's winter. Tanner's having to leave the truck run longer so that it can warm up. It takes a really long time to warm up. We'll leave that at 200 because he'll probably need gas soon. Let's take a little bit off of groceries than what I was planning. Let's do $760 for groceries instead of $80 or $800. And then for eating out, we'll do $78 instead of $80. So that total should be, I'll just highlight a section here. Should be 200, 760, and 78. Should be 1,038. And then we'll have debt. Obviously, I can't take money away from bills or debt, so it has to come from my variables. For our debt, we have Avant is one of my credit cards. First Mark is my student loan. Milestone is another one of my credit cards. I have quite a few credit cards, and I would love to get some of these closed once we get them paid off, just because I don't need that many. I would like to keep like 1 or 2 that have really good benefits and get rid of the other ones. And then Target and Credit One. Target is my Target credit card, obviously. Credit One. This is the first Credit One card. I have 2 credit cards through Credit One, and I would absolutely love to close those because they have fees. Chase is the card that I have through Amazon, and that one I would like to keep because I get cash back on Amazon. And then Ally. So how I would basically like to use my Chase card is that I would purchase something on Amazon and then pay my Chase card right away as soon as I hit purchase or submit order or whatever, so that I'm on top of that. But then I'm getting the cashback benefits. We have Ally, that's another credit card. I do have a savings account through Ally as well, but my I don't even remember where this card was through originally. It wasn't originally an Ally credit card, and then Ally bought out the company that it was through. And then we have my first US Bank card. This is a credit card that I had that my name was on with my mom, and that account is closed, but all of the debt on the account is mine. It's not hers. So that's why I am paying it and not her. Advantage is Tanner Student Loans. Upstart One is my first personal loan through Upstart. US Bank 2 is my US Bank credit card. I would also like to keep this one because it has cashback benefits. And then Upstart 2 is my second Upstart loan. And then Upgrade is a new loan. I actually was able to pay off, I was able to consolidate 2 of my other loans into this one loan for a lower payment. So my one main loan and my Best Egg 1 loan were both paid off completely, and now that payment is all with those 2 loans. My Best Egg loan was $100 a month and my one main was $170. So between those 2 loans, I was paying $270 a month just in those 2 loans. With this one loan, I'm paying $160. So that's nice to have that little bit lower payment. Avent, the minimum payment for just this month is $93. $709 for First Mark. For Milestone, just this month, it's $80. Target is $30. That's pretty standard. Credit One is $47. That's also pretty standard because I'm on time with that one. Chase is $35. That's normal. Ally is $73 just this month. US Bank 1 is $75. That's pretty normal. Advantage is $108. That's also normal. Upstart 1, $36. US Bank 2 is $52. I think that's normal-ish. I don't really remember. And then Upstart 2 is $78, which is also normal. So some of these are high and some of them are normal. We'll see those balance out over time. So for debt, our total is $1,581, which is a little higher than my original math. So let me double check that. Okay, $1,576, which matches my original math. And then the last category we have will be savings. And the only thing in here is going to be Christmas, and that will be $375. And we should end up with $0 remaining at the end. So let's go ahead and take my total income and subtract out each of these categories and make sure that we are left with $0 at the end of our budget here. And we have $0 remaining, which is phenomenal. That means all of our math was correct. Our bills will all be paid, our variable expenses will be covered, our debt will be paid, and Christmas will be added to. That is going to wrap up this month's budget with me for the month of December. I will be back for my week 1 budget with me, so we'll split each of these into what is going to be paid each week. And then I also need to film a unstuffing for the month of November as well. But I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!